Coming at you full-fledged. It's your boy Regg, man, Regg, with another video for y'all, man. Welcome, YouTube. So, in the words of Sir Charles Barkley to Jaylen Brown in the post-game activities of Game 6, it's not history to just make it to Game 7. And there was no history tonight, at least for the Boston Celtics, as the Miami Heat avoided a historic flameout and advanced to the NBA Finals for the second time in 4 years, where they are set to face the first-seeded Western Conference champions, the Denver Nuggets. Now, in this game, it really came down, honestly, it came down to what the Celtics have prevented the Celtics from winning it all last year in the 2022 NBA Finals against the Golden State Warriors. A bunch of turnovers, ill-advised three-pointers, and in the big moments, a lack of basketball IQ. Now, I do want to give Jason Tatum, star small forward, bubble superstar small forward, Jason Tatum, credit for persevering and digging it out and fighting through an ankle injury that he suffered early throughout the game. But matter of fact, we're gonna touch the Celtics first. He did. He shot 38.5% from the field. He did have 14 points. Not that good from the field. 11 rebounds, dished out 4 dimes, 25% from three. We already know how Jason Tatum is his issues are the same issues that overlie through the entire team. And, we can just go through it now. Jaylen Brown, he had a solid, well, not a solid game at all. He didn't have a solid game at all, actually. He had 19 points, just under 35% from the field, 34.8. 11, absolutely terrible, 11% from the three-point line, with 8 rebounds and 5 assists, with a just devastating 8 turnovers. Like that's not gonna win you this game. And Robert Williams, who didn't play that much in the beginning of the game, got a lot of clock, 14 minutes this game. Played well, guarded, really challenged Jimmy Butler throughout the game. He had a block, a couple of nicely affected shots. He affected some shots, made some misses, 6 boards. That could have really helped them. They made it 7 games, but, considering everything could be better in retrospect, they could have used him more. Malcolm Brogdon didn't play as much. I believe he sat out in Game 6 with an elbow injury. He only played 7 minutes. Nothing really. Just, he did get a block. Yeah, he did get a block, but that was pretty much it. No points. Donut for him. They could have really used him. Could have used some of his facilitating and shooting this game. So maybe Jaylen Brown, he could have took some of those turnovers from Jaylen Brown and replaced them with some assists. Al Horford, another one in this game. While he had some spurts throughout this whole playoff run, this game in particular, he did not show up. He had 8 points, 8 rebounds, just 37.5% from the field. But he did shoot above average 40% from the three-point line. But when you shoot that well, in particular, specifically Al Horford, when you shoot that well, you your team has to be shooting it well also. I mean, you got to switch it up. You gotta go in the paint. I mean, again, he only shot 37% from the field, so everything outside of the paint wasn't working. So that just goes to show that the Heat were testing a jump shot and they failed the test. Grant Williams. Grant Williams, 3 points. He only had one 3-pointer in the second half. I believe it was wide open corner 3 on the left side. Everybody else pretty much did not show up. The player of the Celtics in this game was the same one who made this series go 7 with a super clutch offensive rebound with just, I think, 3 seconds left on the clock. Had enough time to box out and get that put-back tip in to take it to 7. Derek White, who had 18 points, not so efficient, 41.7% from the field, just 2 rebounds and 1 dime, but he really showed some energy in that second half. He was they went on some runs. I think the closest they got was maybe 6 or 7 in the third quarter. He did his thing. Let me shout out to the Spurs. He's a Popovich product. I know they got him through that's how that whole trade happened. And then you had the former head coach of the Boston Celtics, Ime Udoka, with his connections to the San Antonio Spurs with that. So it'll be interesting to see what he does next season. But the whole starting 5 of the Boston Celtics failed to shoot over 42% from the field. Again, 8 turnovers from Jaylen Brown, a combined 21.4% from the 3-point line. Just not a good game for these guys. Not a good game at all. So we're gonna transition to the Eastern Conference Finals champion. The champions. We're just going to get into the players. Then after, I'm going to get to my review of the whole series and everything. Bam Adebayo. While his shots was not falling this game, and it was looking bad if they were going to lose. But it never really looked like they were going to lose this game. So that's good for him. But he had 12 points, 10 boards, dished out the team leading 7 assists, which is good when your shot's not falling like that. I definitely think he has the ability to, in the finals, average 4 series, depending on how long it go, average at least 4 assists in a series. So let's see if that lasts. Sheen from Jimmy Neutron, Duncan Robinson played 20 minutes. In his 20 minutes, he dropped 17 points. He had the same percentage from the field and the 3, 66.7%. 1 dime, 1 board, 2 steals, and some clutch 3s. I think he hit a 3 to put him up 21 in the 4th, and with 6 minutes left, and he did the Hulk Hogan hand behind the ear thing, and that sealed it. So shouts out to him for that. This player is making his 2nd NBA Finals appearance on a different franchise. Championship point guard Kyle Lowry. And I was speaking to All Ball and those guys on one of their lives not too long ago. And before the Heat made the finals, when they were still going against the Knicks, I was telling them, like, people forget that Kyle Lowry is still, up to that point against the Knicks, he was the only championship level point guard still in the conference. So, and he showed that tonight. He had 26 points, 7 rebounds, 5 dimes, and efficient, 50% from the field, 50% from the 3-point line. He got them what they needed, that leadership, and he came off the bench. So if he can do more of that, Unless he can be a 2-time NBA champion. But I don't want to speak too soon. But congrats are in order to Lowry making the second NBA Finals in his career. And I thought that trade, when it happened, I forgot when he got traded. When did he get traded to the Miami Heat? A couple years ago. I thought that was a good trade. And Kyle Lowry wasn't on that he wasn't on that bubble team that went to the finals, but he was on that team last year that went to the conference finals, and he was hurt. So now some things are looking like they were meant to be, considering that last year even more so considering that it went 7 and they were a 3-point shot away from making the finals. Look, the tale of 2 years. It went 7. Last year they were a 3-point shot away, and this year they won in a 20-point blowout in the game 7. Gabe Vincent, another one of the undrafted stars of this series. 10 points, not as dominant as the game they had in game 3. 10 points, 4 dimes. Yeah, 4 dimes and 1 rebound. So he didn't necessarily have to do what he did in game 3, but what he did definitely contributed to the winning effort. Arguably the player of the game and arguably the player of the series, Caleb Martin, played nearly 45 minutes. Led the team in minutes this game. And in the process, scored 14 points, grabbed 10 boards for undersized power forward. I don't know how tall he is. He's definitely undersized for sure. 6'5" Caleb Martin grabbed 10 boards with 14 points. That's definitely enough. And definitely, I'm pretty sure they are satisfied with getting that effort out of them in that game for sure. Caleb Martin, 14 points, 10 rebounds. Just like Duncan Robinson and Gabe Vincent, 66.7% from the 3-point line, 68% field goal percentage, and just timely shots. This guy Haywood Highsmith, he didn't play. They were talking about it in the game. He didn't play that much in this series. He played in some of the earlier games while they went up 3-0. Played 9 minutes. Played good defense on Derek White, on the starters, on the wings, on Marcus Smart, all the shooters. And he was one of those players that contributed to that 21% 3-point shooting effort from the Celtics. And finally, this is free time. I'm liking the fact that this is going over 10 minutes already. I'm just doing play-by-play real quick on the actual game. And here we go. Again, finally, this time when he makes the finals, this award exists. So congrats are in order to the Bob Cousy, ironically enough, that they just beat the Boston Celtics. The Bob Cousy Eastern Conference Finals MVP, Jimmy Buckets, man. Now, I said that Caleb Martin could have arguably been the Finals MVP of this series. And if you just read the stat sheet like I am, you would say, oh, wait a minute, Caleb Martin had 10 rebounds. He was undersized. He shot better percentage from the field than Jimmy Butler. He shot 68%, and Jimmy Butler only shot 43%. Yeah, you would be right. but at the same time, it would lack context because you didn't watch the game. Jimmy Butler did everything out there. He had 28 points. Yes, he shot 43% from the field, but he also shot 43% from the three-point line. And he dished out 6 dimes, grabbed 7 rebounds, and like always, plays elite two-way basketballs and snatched 3 balls. Pause. and he's got 3 steals. So that would be inaccurate. And Jimmy Butler just composed as ever after this win, and he was just awarded the finals. I mean, not the conference finals. I gotta get used to this because these are new awards that just came out last season. The conference finals MVP. So, what do I think about the series? The fact that they almost blew a 3-1 lead. I mean, if they would have lost, I would have got on Jimmy Butler head, and I would have got on Eric Spoelstra head because we see it all over on the internet. People calling Jimmy Butler a superstar, which I don't think he is. We've went over this in previous videos. He's almost there. Eastern Conference Finals hardware is not enough. He got to get that Finals MVP and that championship to be considered a MVP, in my opinion. Damn, where was I going with that? Yeah, you have to. I thought, yeah, I was gonna get on their head. Yeah, man, heavy is the head that wears the crown. You got him this far. This is not a typical AC. This is not a typical AC. This is not the who was the AC last season, and this is not the fucking Orlando Magic in 2019 that the Toronto Raptors beat in 5 games. This is a team, again, who was a 3-point shot away last year from making the NBA Finals. And yes, they were the 10th seed. They made the play-in. They lost their first play-in game. They had to win 2 more to make the playoffs. But throughout the season, they had injuries. They still have the injury to their 20-point-plus game scorer, Tyler Hero. They had injuries all throughout the series, so this wasn't a typical 8 seed, and it would have been historic. I'm so glad that we aren't seeing history. I am a big appreciator of history, and just for the fact that it never happened in league history, I was going with Miami, regardless of them being on the road. And yeah, the fact that they finally sealed it, congrats to them for sure. And this is Miami's second NBA Finals in 4 years since the 2020 bubble. This is the second time an 8 seed has made the NBA Finals. It's been 24 years. That dates back to when the New York Knicks, the Patrick Ewing-less New York Knicks, made the NBA Finals, losing to the San Antonio Spurs, rookie Tim Duncan. And at that time, star player, bubble superstar player, David Robinson finally made it over the top. And this dynamic is the dynamic with the Heat and Nuggets will kind of be similar. You got a scrappy Eastern you got a scrappy Eastern Conference Finals who is missing a big scorer on their team, and Tyler Hero. Is Tyler Hero on the same level with Patrick Ewing? Absolutely not. But still, they're missing him at the same time. Again, they're the AC. And they have to worry, instead of them worrying about 2 Hall of Fame bigs, you have to worry about potentially a Hall of Fame duo. You still have to worry about a potential Hall of Fame duo and big Nikola Jokic and point guard Jamal Murray. So yeah, this is gonna be a hell of a series, man. Who do I have winning? I mean, I would like to see Miami win the NBA Finals, considering that I've been a Jimmy Butler fan since he was kind of in that transition of being a complimentary player to taking over the franchise from Derrick Rose as he was battling injuries. Just the fact that Denver has players like Bruce Brown, Michael Porter Jr., former NBA champion with the bubble team, LA Lakers, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, KCP. Who else they got? They got Aaron Gordon. They can go big with Najee and DeAndre Jordan. Who else they got? Who else do the Nuggets have, man? They got a good squad. They got Jeff Green, veteran Jeff Green. Reggie Jackson, who was just on my LA Clippers not too long ago. They traded him. Hey, big ups to Reggie Jackson, bro. He finally makes the finals, bro. Shouts out to that man, Reggie Jackson, bro. Ish Smith, all them guys. So I just think they got an overall better team, and this is gonna be a great finals, bro. I'm so excited about this. For the basketball purists, now I'm not a basketball nut, but I consider myself to be a purist and an appreciator of the history. So saying that, yes, this might not be the most highly viewed NBA Finals, but this is what we needed, bro. We needed real hoops. We didn't need no sickening manufactured storyline of quote unquote doing it for Kobe. That was some of the weirdest shit ever with that whole storyline with the LA Lakers winning in 2020 after, the 4-month suspension, but the 4-month suspension of the season after we thought the season was over, and we ain't got to go back into that. Last year was cool. I like that NBA Finals, the Golden State Warriors versus the Boston Celtics. That was nice to see. Them two, I kind of like how NBA was promoting it and was saying like the last time we saw that was Bill Russell versus Wilt Chamberlain and shit. So that was good to see, just to see them two teams facing off in the finals, and generations haven't seen that. So that was cool. My sons making the NBA Finals and getting backdoor swept against the Milwaukee Bucks, going up 2-0 and losing the next 4 games in 2021. That was a good fight. That was a good playoffs in general. And for the same reasons, I consider 2019 to be a good season, because good playoffs, because LeBron wasn't in it, and we got a good NBA Finals between the Golden State Warriors and Toronto Raptors. Yes, Kevin Durant ruptured his Achilles in Game 5, but you still had the Golden State nucleus of Steph, Clay, and Draymond against a historically great defensive team in Kawhi Leonard. Again, the guy who's going to the NBA Finals, Kyle Lowry, with Mark Gasol. Who else? Pascal Siakam, Serge Ibaka. Who else was on that team? Fred VanVleet. Who else was on that? Danny Green, another defender. Man, that was a good-ass team. Before I forget, let me give credit to another guy. Kevin Love, who I thought was never going to recover from that whole little press run about him basically being, I'm not going to say the S word, but him having mental health problems, severe mental health problems after essentially the departure of LeBron James and the prominence of the Cleveland Cavaliers. His game severely suffered after being discarded purposefully by LeBron James. He does that to every teammate after he leaves the franchise. He's just now coming back out of that slump for maybe a couple years ago. I think he was in the candidacy for Sixth Man of the Year, both this year and last year. He was helping the Cleveland Cavaliers very well. And up to this point in the season, I mean, they got knocked out in the first round in 5 games to the New York Knicks? Yeah, but they made it to the playoffs. So I would consider that season a success for the Cleveland Cavaliers. But again, a fact here, Love, in all the times he has made an NBA playoffs, he has reached the NBA Finals. Now, before this very moment of the Heat winning, people could say, "Oh, that was only because he was playing with LeBron." That's not the case anymore. He's on a whole different franchise, and crazy enough, it's with one of LeBron's former franchises that he played for. And yes, Kevin Love got a DNP today, but he definitely contributed to making them a finals caliber team. Kevin Love, if they win, if Kevin Love and Kyle Lowry win an NBA championship again, Kyle Lowry's already a Hall of Famer in my opinion. Multiple time All-Star. I think he was an overachiever before. I already thought he was an overachiever before winning the championship in Toronto, but that championship validated all the deep playoff runs in the mid-2010s, losing to LeBron. If you named any other point guard, a more talented point guard, if you named a more talented point guard in his resume head to head and you didn't know who he was, you would have thought the first guy was the Hall of Famer, not the second one, in my opinion, if you really got an eye for hoops. But if Kevin Love wins another NBA Finals, do I consider him an NBA Hall of Famer? Now that's hard because he's had years where he's been bad recently. But before he went to Cleveland, he was an all-star level player, putting up crazy numbers before he went to Cleveland. But I don't know if Kevin Love, I don't know, man. It's hard with Kevin Love, but I think I'm speaking too soon. But this video, I think it's almost nearing 30 minutes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say that I didn't mention in the Nuggets video. I wanted this to be about Miami. Miami, I think Van Gundy said this is their sixth time. So they made it this year, 2020, 2014, 2013, 2012, 2011, 2006. So this is the Miami Heat's 7th time in the last 17 years making the NBA Finals with different iterations. So Miami Heat is definitely not a small market team. It's definitely not a small market team. But I think that culture, crazy enough, I think the Heat culture is what don't attract free agents. The last big free agent that they got were LeBron James 13 years ago. Again, that culture, you gotta work, bro. You gotta have a certain percentage of body fat to even get playing time. Like, you really have to be about. They have their real. That's one of the last organizations outside probably Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs that have still that militaristic culture. And a lot of players are gonna come down there thinking you're about to have fun, and you won't get played. Pat Riley won't have that. So, seeing the very last ABA team reach the NBA Finals, and this team who just, and I hate using this term, but it's so fitting now more than ever, where a team's culture, where a team's intangibles put them over the top. So let me know what y'all think in the comments below, man. Does the Heat winning in 7 games lessen the already unlikely chances of them beating the Nuggets in the finals? Can Jimmy Butler do the same thing he did in the series against the Bucks and average at least over 30 points per game in the series? Can the undrafted Kings see what I did there? Undrafted Kings. Can the undrafted Kings claim Caleb Martin, Max Strus, Duncan Robinson, and Gabe Vincent? Can they still hoop? Will Tyler Hero be able to play? Because I don't know his status, but his status been getting way better. He been out, and it would be interesting to see if they insert him in the lineup a couple of these games. So there's something to look out for. So we got to Thursday. We got 3 more days until the NBA Finals, man. And let me know what y'all think. Who do y'all got? In my heart, I want to go Miami at 6. But in my brain, I'm going with the Nuggets at 6, maybe 5, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Nuggets won in a sweep. Let me know what y'all think. Smash the like button. Comment at the beginning, the middle, and end of the video. Share for us to see. Subscribe if you're new. Of course, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I drop. If there's a particular video you want me to speak on, topic, hit that link in the pinned comment section below and donate to the Regg, man. Wow. NBA Finals. Here we are. Real hoopers stand up.